learn not to be too available. Sometimes you have to learn to separate yourself from the crowd. A lot of time, people who get to do big things and mighty things in the world are people who have mastered the art of separation. People who get to a point in their life where they say, no, I cannot be among the crowd, and they separate themselves. Let's take, for instance, in the Bible said he sent a word unto Jacob and he lightened Israel. It was at the point where Jacob was separated himself that God gave him a word. Just that one word changed his life. Should we talk about Moses? Moses was at the burning bush when he was alone, that his word came to him. So many people in the Bible where when they are separated, that their word comes to them. For instance, John the Beloved that wrote the book of Revelation, he was in the island of Patmos having a good time with the Lord, and that revelation came. A lot of people who have done great things in life, even in the Bible days, are people who get to a point where they are alone. They are not afraid to be alone. They separate themselves from the crowd to face their life. And when you get to this point where of separation, you see God working for you. You see God doing signs and wonders and mighty work in your life. But it first of all start from you consciously separating yourself from the crowd and deciding within yourself that you are going to do mighty things. Now remember, God told Abraham, now get thee out of thy father's house and of thy kindred to a land that I will show you. To a land that I will show you. And when he made that move, the word of the Lord came again to him, and God made him father of the Christian faith. So I want you to know that sometimes when it seems like you are in your darkest moment in life, it's not a time to panic. It's not a time to feel abandoned. When it seems like you are at your low and everyone is running away from you, it is not a time to run panic. It is not a time to feel rejected. It is not a time to feel downcasted. It is not a time to feel like you are not good. Come on, you are good enough, but it should be a time of separation. It should be a time where you separate and you dig it out with the Lord and you say, can this cup leave me? Just like Jesus, he separated himself from the 12 and from the crowd to go and pray. And when he was praying, according to the Bible said that the sweat that was coming out from his body was as thick as blood. And you remember the rest of the story. He kept praying and he was asking God, let this cup be taken away from me, but I thy will, let your will be, let it be done unto me according to your will. A lot of people who have done great things in the world and in the Bible days are people who consciously decided to take their destiny into their hand. So if you're watching me this evening, it is time for you to separate yourself. It is time for you to take your own destiny into your hand, knowing fully well that if you keep joining the crowd, you keep getting the results the crowd is getting. The top is always free, but you have got to move yourself to the top. So you must make sure, you must do everything possible to make sure that you are separated from the crowd. My name is Mr. Ajarose Emmanuel. Keep watching Ajarose TV as we do everything possible to bring you valuable content.